Hello everybody, this is Jared, the non-alcoholic aficionado, and I've got my partner Virginia to help out with our review today of these two wines. We have the Giesen New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc and the Giesen Rosé. So let's get started. We're doing the Sauvignon Blanc first. So you want to tell us a little bit about this one?
So Giesen seems to be one of the bigger non-alcoholic wine producers. They're located in New Zealand and they're de-alcoholizing a bunch of different wines. They do the Sauvignon Blanc, the Rosé, they do a Riesling, a Pinot Grigio, and I believe at least one red, though I can't remember what. So basically they're de-alcoholizing this wine, which for me is like a wonderful thing because before I got sober 3.5 years ago, I was a wine aficionado. Like I loved it.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Virginia actually owned and still owns a wine bar.
Yes, in New Orleans. It's called Bayou Wine Garden. And I'm a chef. And when I was in culinary school especially, some of my favorite classes were like the food and wine pairing classes. It's just like an extra element to eating, which is one of my very favorite activities, that can be used to enhance and expand upon the flavors and the nuances and the ways to like play with these different experiences.
The cool thing, from my perspective as someone trying to watch their calorie intake, is there's only 100 calories per container.
In the entire bottle.
How is it possible? I don't know.
Magic. Alcohol is the calories.
Well, it still tastes sweet, but it's only got
Well, it's not really sweet, but
a little bit. There's only 13 grams of sugar in the whole container.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I love this wine. It's very
Dry.
It's very typical of a regular New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. This to me was always one of the most consistent regions with for producing wines that were going to be very similar in flavor.
Sure.
A New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc always is acidic, apples, bell pepper flavors, a little bit of grass maybe. Whether you're getting like the least expensive barefoot Sauvignon Blanc to a really high class Kim Crawford or whatever other brands. Those are just brands that I still remember from my drinking days. They taste very similar, and this is really typical of how those wines always taste.
I like this one, hence I'm pouring my second little baby glass. Virginia gets these for herself, but then I steal some. That's generally how it goes.
Generally, yes.
But then sometimes I buy them for her, so it's not quite like stealing. It's just having what
Taking
I purchased.
back.
Yeah, it's like repurposing, sharing with myself. Yeah, it's kind of like taking back what I already bought.
What you gifted to me.
Exactly.
So the aromas are probably not as strong as with a traditional wine.
Yeah.
But it definitely smells kind of citrusy, appley. But the flavors, very green apple.
Yeah, I can see that.
Less of the bell pepper flavor, that kind of green vegetal flavor.
I've never had that in wine. That's a thing.
Yeah, especially in New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs.
Wow, okay. I feel like you're making stuff up over here.
I'm not. This is why I love this new trend of de-alcoholizing wines, because I know a lot about it and I really enjoy it.
So from my perspective, as a non-wine expert, except for the fact that I drank wine when I did drink alcohol, this is much better than a lot of other fruity wines I've had, where it's just heavy on the sweetness. You know, think of like a Riesling or something that is just overbearing. From a white wine perspective, I used to drink a lot more reds back in the day. So they were a lot more, dry and not as sweet. But this kind of
sweet reds.
There are sweet reds?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't have them then. I drink mostly Cabernets and blends. I like the taste of this.
The really nice thing, and the thing that I think I appreciate the most about the de-alcoholized wine trend, is before that kind of became a thing, they were making like fake wines, like blending different teas and juices together, but they never really truly captured the flavor, the nuances of acidity and versus sweetness, the mouthfeel of a glass of wine that this has. And this in particular is so nice with fish or pasta. I use it when I cook. I went through a phase where I tried really hard to mimic using red or white wine in cooking with juice, like grape juice and red wine or white wine vinegar.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to get that correct. But I didn't want to have wine in my house.
Yeah.
So having this around is so much easier to make a nice pan sauce or, deglaze after searing my fish or shrimp.
Yeah.
And I don't get plastered at the end of the day.
No. Have as much as you want. At 100 calories a bottle.
Yep.
Should we try the rosé?
I think we should.
We should. This one, as should be noted, it's $5 more a bottle than that one. And I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
It's not much different in my eyes.
I don't know. All right, so on to the Giesen de-alcoholized rosé. This is a really nice rosé, and I always like rosés because they have a little more complexity and depth than your white wines, but aren't as bold as a red. So they can still pair well with more delicate flavors, but they'll also stand up to stronger flavors. So you could have it with steak or shrimp. It's really good, especially with a stronger seafood or like a lighter meat like pork or salmon. But a rosé basically is made of red wine grapes that are just left to sit on the skins a little bit, whereas white wine is not left on the skins at all. Rosé is left on for a short period of time, and red wine is aged with the skins for much longer. But they're all made of red grapes.
Cool.
So should we try it?
We should try it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Right off the bat, you can smell more of the fruit.
It does taste more fruity, almost like a berry flavor.
Yeah, and stone
Almost
fruits, like peaches or plums. Plum is the flavor and aroma that I really get.
Yeah. I was gonna say strawberries, but I think I'm wrong. Or am I right?
It could be in there.
Okay, I'm saying strawberries.
There's no wrong answer. It's what you smell and taste.
Yes.
That's the fun of the game.
Just strawberries. I like it.
Me too.
It's good stuff.
Like the white wine, it's nice and light and crisp. It's not overly sweet.
No.
Sometimes you'll get a rosé and it like kind of tastes like they've added sugar to it.
Yeah.
And I've never been really a fan of the sweeter wines in general. But it also has a lot more depth. It's got more of the tannins and kind of the heavier, deeper flavors like a red wine would, while still being light enough to enjoy on a summer day.
It's, for my taste, comparison-wise, it's almost less sweet than the Sauvignon Blanc. I feel like it would be more sweet because it's a rosé. From my experience, so they're a little more sweeter, but I think it's less sweet. What do you think?
They're about equal.
Similar?
I think
Okay.
they probably have similar residual sugars,
Okay.
but
They have the exact
this
same
has
amount
more
of sugar.
fruitiness and that has more acidity.
Okay.
Which to me, the rosé reads sweeter in my brain.
Okay.
Whether it is or not, I don't know, but because it's less, probably a slightly lower acidity.
Maybe it's the acidity that I'm gathering in
Yeah.
my taste buds and is tasting sweeter to me.
The white or the rosé?
The white.
Oh, I thought the rosé was
Really?
is sweeter.
Maybe.
Also, I think, fruits generally just make you think of sweetness. So whether it's actually a sweeter wine or not, sometimes it's one of those tricks.
It is much fruitier. That's
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
Very fruity. It's all the strawberries.
And plums.
But mostly strawberries.
Or plums.
I have to have a little more just a shot. Courtesy of Virginia's glass selection, we have these tiny tasting glasses. Because
I actually got these, they had pudding in them from Costco. I've got like 25 of them.
Perfect.
They're perfect for tasting.
All right, let's rate these. I'm gonna bring them both back.
Okay.
We've tasted both the Rosé and the Sauvignon Blanc, and it's a tough one for me. I really like both of them. I'm gonna give, it's very bland to do this, but I'm gonna give them both an 8 out of 10. Because they're both really tasty, the best NA wine I've ever had. I haven't tried a ton. This is what we always have at your place, so this is what I know. But they're just really good, and they remind me of what I used to have in the past, years ago when I had wine. It's been 6 years since I've had wine, so it's in the distant past, but it's good. I really like both of them. So 8 out of 10 for both of them.
I have a lot more experience tasting de-alcoholized wine or the non-alcoholic kind of wine substitutes, which are really good, but they're just kind of a different breed to me. They don't make me believe that they're wine, really. And these are, the Giesen wines are the best that I've tried. You know, a lot of the other brands that I've tried, while they're good, these also have more nostalgia for me. My first favorite wine was the New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc.
There you go.
It was the wine that we could order in my family, and my mom and sisters, everybody liked it. So I'm gonna give the Sauvignon Blanc a 9.5.
Ooh, it's a good score.
It is a good score. I really like it. It's my favorite. And I would give the Rosé, I think, a 9. They're both really great wines, and I really think that the difference in score is really just based on that nostalgia factor.
Yeah, I like that. I think an 8 is a little low because you went so high.
You want to revise your scores?
I think I'm gonna jump up both of them to 9s. Can I do that?
I don't know, it's your show.
It's my channel. This is a 9 and this is a 9, and I'm gonna pour a little bit more of this one. It is my channel, I can do what I want. Speaking of it being my channel, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. We do a lot of fun stuff, try different NA drinks. This is my first NA wine video. So if you're watching this in the future and it isn't the first wine video you've seen from my channel, you should go the other direction, watch this one and then the other one, because I'm sure there'll be more.
I would hope so.
There will be more.
This is one of my favorite things to do, is taste wine.
So anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want, share, like, whatever you want to do, or comment below what you think about these wines if you've had them. And I hope everybody...
What's up here?
Oh, you're right. There's a playlist over here of some beers that I've reviewed recently. And over here's a little button to subscribe if you haven't already. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Have a good day.